Hello and welcome to this week's Generation Iron podcast. Your hosts, Victor Martinez, Ehsan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia. Welcome, guys. Let's start off with a question of the week, right?
Yeah, question of the day and the week comes to us here at Generation Iron thanks to Beef NYAN. So that's Beef Nyan.
Beef Nyan.
And the question of the day
Let it not be juice.
Vic, do you ever use insulin? And if so,
Well, technically it's not juice, so go ahead.
and if so, what was your protocol? Do you have any advice for people who want to try it out with HGH or GH?
Oh, that's it? All right. Have I used it? I cannot tell a lie.
Beep.
No, I cannot tell a lie. Yes. But I remember when it first came out, I was reading about not the actual insulin, but the insulin protocol to be used along with bodybuilding. When it first came out, I remember it was still early 90s. And a fellow competitor friend of mine was like, I'm going to use it. And I said, I think we should wait to kind of see.
Was Milos give it?
No. I didn't even know Milos. Obviously, I knew him from the magazines, but it was one of these things that I read in Flex magazine. My friend read about it. And at that time, we could easily go to the pharmacy and shop, like a Mexican pharmacy back in those days, back in the Bronx in New York City. But he went, he bought it against my advice. Let's wait. And he wasn't an aesthetic bodybuilder. He was one of the most bulky ones. And when he started using the insulin, one of the things I noticed was he got big. And that's what, mentality was, let's get big. But unfortunate for him, the bigness came with a lot of fat. And he started getting fatter and fatter. And needless to say, he basically stopped competing because once he put on all that fat, usually insulin was, he couldn't lose it.
Why couldn't you just stop insulin then? Right?
I believe insulin change your genetics. Kind of. If you're using for like a $2 kind back to back, definitely they change your genetics.
Yeah, but then remember, he was only using the insulin with some test, and it was in the protocol of insulin, test cocktail, and the GH.
That would make me want to go anywhere else.
To just sit back, listen to some music. Definitely recommend this clinic, yeah, definitely.
Now, fast forward, I know a little bit more about it. Now, this is like 10 years later. I did put it into play, but I realized I will not use it every day if you are going to use it. And also that's being given that you don't have an inflamed pancreas, you don't have any, a lot of fat issues. Like if you're fat, you shouldn't be doing more insulin. You're going to put on more fat tissue on yourself.
Isn't the idea when you take insulin, you can eat a whole bunch of junk food? That's what I heard.
You can eat because you get the insulin effect.
You cannot stop eating, basically.
You cannot stop eating.
You eat crazy, next level of the craziness.
You actually,
and that junk food goes into your muscle, right? To put it in simple
not necessarily.
No,
that's
how it was explained to me.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, it's like I know a few people that would just take the insulin just so they can eat more.
Yeah,
right, exactly,
and show off. Look how much I eat, but you're eating because you're going into insulin. Your body's just going to insulin.
You need the sugar and all that.
You need the sugar, low sugar, everything, and it could be a tragedy.
You can die from it, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
You think it's 100 grams for every gram you use of insulin, but milligram. But I remember I used it. I took 100 grams, went to bed.
Oh,
And lucky for me, I woke up.
you're
I remember
lucky
you
you
told
woke
a story.
up.
I remember.
So many
And-
people didn't wake up.
Yes, yeah. Most people will not wake up. So that story to scare you. Let's go into if you are going to use it, regardless of whether I give you a horror story or not. I would say stick to using it twice a week. That way you don't stress out, your pancreas. Also, be sure to always have extra carbs around just in case. Like sometimes 100 or 200 is not enough. Depending if you have the fast acting, slow acting, it's just better to be safe than sorry, especially if you're driving, you took it. Most effectively will be before the workout, after the workout, and just load up. Load up with some carb. You can do dark matter. You can do carbolin. You can do Vitargo. Yeah, have those ready. And again, after your workout, I believe it works best because your muscles are hungry, open, and once you pretty much take that insulin, everything flushes into that muscle, and it's just going to create faster recovery, growth, and anabolic effect, especially if you are combining it with the GH. That again, not doing GH every day, but Monday through Friday. And so,
What do you mean by HGH or GH? What's this right here?
secretagogue.
Yeah. What is that?
Secretagogue. How do I explain secretagogue? It's one of the things that was basically it's a GH derived substance. It can give you the GH effect. It is not GH, but it's more like a precursor, and just use the GH, man.
Yeah,
If you are gonna
it's
do
Do
a
it.
people
fake
still
GH.
use insulin in high? Is it still in high demand amongst professional bodybuilders?
Again, it is. I know people that have taken up to 20, needless to say, they're not here anymore. But 5 to 10 grand, what is it? Units?
IU.
Units.
Units, yeah.
Yes.
Is it true that Milos was the one who introduced us to the bodybuilding, basically?
He's the one that spoke about it the most.
Right.
A lot of people
Openly too.
Yeah, openly. He spoke about it. He likes to share the information. I mean, I still follow some of his protocols from when I first met him.
I think Milos and Dave Palumbo was the first person. I don't know, Dave Palumbo or
Yeah,
Milos.
Dave.
One of them. Dave is one.
Dave to us was what Milos was to the West Coast.
Yeah, that's
So,
why these two was the beginning.
Yeah,
They started
yeah.
the beginning.
back and forth opinions, and a lot of it was good opinion because it worked. So when I learned about it, I put it into play. I was using it. I believe it was.
But the method for the Milos and Dave Palumbo is completely different.
Yeah, different.
It's East Coast, West Coast.
Yes.
What's the difference?
No, it's completely different as far as how much you're using
Yes.
and how
When
many,
you use it.
and how many times you're using it.
Yes.
So what I did, I took Dave's
And which
information.
type you use it.
Yeah, which
R,
type?
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It's all depends of the body, and
Yeah.
I believe the Milos method. It's good, it's working, because I saw in his client. I don't want to mention the name,
Yeah.
but the best thing for insulin, if you have a weakness in your body, just use it for your weakness.
Yes. So
Does it matter where you inject it, basically?
No. It's gonna be delivered. It's gonna be sub-Q. It's gonna be delivered.
It's a skin. You have to
Regardless.
you have to inject it on the skin.
So how do you improve the weak body part with that specifically?
Well, usually we will do it. We will always separate 2 days apart, and we will do it during legs and back.
Yeah.
Oh, those days, got it.
And why those days? Because when you're doing back, you're working other muscle groups. And then when you're doing legs, obviously, you're still getting a lot of, work on your back and your chest and your shoulders from pushing on, if you're doing dead weight, free weights. And I believe I got the best effect. And again, I was only doing it twice a week after the workout. And I would not do it longer than 6 to 8 weeks at a time. And that was the safest. So I found a happy medium where it's not too much, it's not overkill. It was safe, and I woke up the next day. I didn't die.
Thank God, man. So
Thanks,
I think the suggestion is don't use
Don't
insulin.
you? I mean,
Yeah.
if you ask me which drugs it's more dangerous for all of them, I
insulin.
name it insulin.
Insulin.
Yeah.
Insulin. You don't know how many bodybuilders at the 90s.
Because it's intended for
All
diabetics,
after
right?
America.
It's for
All after
diabetics.
America. I'm coming from Iran. You don't know how many bodybuilders die in
Damn.
Iran just because of insulin. They go to coma, they then come back. Few of the bodybuilders was in the coma like 6-7 months and then died.
What? 7 months?
So yes, the sugar not going to blood to brain. You're not wake up. You're not wake up, man. Your body basically is just working with.
Because insulin's for diabetics, right? That's what
Yes,
it's
For
intended for.
diabetics, just like Ozempic was found out,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
it's one of
Yeah.
those things you always
But they
find.
found the use and
Yes, you find a use. This is the other side effect. But
bodybuilders like scientists.
And
They come up
insulin,
with-
and insulin is the first peptide, by the way.
It's peptide.
It's a peptide. Insulin is the first peptide exists. The second one is the GH, the growth hormone, and then IGF-1, which is the mixed with insulin, testosterone.
I mean, it could actually make out for a good murder weapon. I just saw it on the crime channel. You know, they
Just
said
inject somebody with insulin.
inject somebody with it. That's it. Usually should leave no traces.
But you feel that coma. You feel that thing coming in, right? You feel
Yes.
it. Like
well, it's the
You
shakes,
start
the
to
sweat.
get sweat. Your hands, your body get cold. Start to shake for hungriness. And I remember one bodybuilder was taking it. I was in the gym. I was kid, 19, 18 years old. He was sweating and eating. And he said, I need more. And his mouth was full. He couldn't put down. And he's shaking.
that's crazy.
So the nutrition not going inside the body. He's eating, but nutrition take time to go to blood. It's take 30 minutes, 45 minutes to absorb all nutrition. He eat level late.
I spoke to a bodybuilder one time, a pro. Actually, I'm not gonna say his name, but he said he took the insulin, went to the movie theater, and he had that situation coming in. So he started downing Coca-Cola and eating all the candy from the
It just
movie
work
theater.
for
You
a
know
few
what I'm saying?
seconds. The
He started
work for
downing
a
all
few
that
seconds.
shit.
You have to eat.
Yeah.
So basically, every bodybuilder that takes insulin had that type of experience. It's impossible to
It's
avoid.
an effect because you kind of take it, you forget about it, you start getting, and it hits you.
And then it hits
It
you.
hits you, the effect. And it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not something you want to be around. It's not anything you really want to push on anybody.
Yeah.
You know, unless obviously, you know, you're experienced, you're around the coach and he's guiding you. So don't try this at home by yourself.
And what's the guy's name again? I guess we answered it. Vic answered that question pretty
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that the question today comes from us from Beef Nyan. Beef Nyan, you are this week's winner. You win a case of Muscle Med's Carnivore RTD or Carnivore Beef Protein, the number one beef protein in the market. Thanks again for your submissions. Keep submitting your questions and continue to let us know what you want to hear from Vic.
There you go. So let's talk about something fun today, actually. How do you guys feel about, you guys heard of the expression called out-angling in pictures? Out-angling.
Oh my God. It's came out since social media has been out.
People are obsessed with it. Actually, we're just in Vegas. We're talking to, you guys know Craig Elias?
Uh-huh.
He's a big social media bodybuilder. And he's saying how he was perfecting the method. He was like telling us how to do it properly. Like, if you
Like,
take a
Greg,
picture-
really? Like you have to do it?
And he still does it.
He still does it?
He still does it, yeah.
Oh my
We,
God.
have you experienced that? Like people take pictures with you? Did you ever care about how you look in the photo? About the I know you're huge, obviously.
I'm like, listen, get a rise out of it. Go ahead. You know,
But
at
people
the
like-
end of the day, you're still gonna look at yourself in the mirror. You know.
So what I found
It
out
is.
is that guys like to go to expos, right, and see Victor Martinez, right, and they take a picture with you, and they stand next to you, right, and they do the pose. They take a picture and they like show it to their friends. Oh, I angled Victor Martinez. Look at that.
Oh,
You know?
angle. I was. It's one of these things where I'm like, what a freaking. I mean, I don't even know how to just. I mean, I let them say, you know what, go ahead, whatever, do it, wear yourself out. At the end of the day, you're still slim.
So I mean, I guess the question. I mean, Craig Elias. We were with him in Vegas. He's still a mass monster. I think he was about 350.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So his head got smaller.
Yeah.
His head wasn't small.
So he's
Small, that's why so he got smaller.
He's a massive. I mean, this
That's
guy
massive.
lives,
Huge.
lives in Vegas. Massive.
He's tall too.
Yeah, it's like
That's what I was going to
6'3",
say. He's actually really tall as well and massive.
So if he's 350, for all the slim guys out there, criminals, you can rob him. He will not catch you.
I mean, he looks like he's in great shape. I don't know how great of shape you could be at 350, but he looks like he was still in good shape.
good.
So when he's taking pictures, he still does the out angling, and he out angled Vlad in a few pictures
Well,
already.
obviously, but he says the way you got to do is you got to put your head a little bit back and stick the arm out, and then it's an effect. Like it's an illusion. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
It's
and
all
step,
about perspective.
and step a little bit in front of,
Picture.
step in front of the guy who you're trying to angle, basically.
Yeah.
So, I
we
mean,
have,
is
we
it-
have
is
a
it-
bodybuilder on the stage. Just
The
for
So-
Phil Heath on the lineup. Guys, get back on the line. Get back on the line.
Exactly. That was actually kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
The illusion is you're closer to them,
Yeah.
you look a little bit bigger, right?
So
same thing.
I mean, I guess Vic, the question is, are people doing this because A, they want to make a joke about it, or B, they are actually have a fear of looking small?
No, it's a fear of looking small.
Overcompensating, just insecurities.
insecurity.
Look good in that one picture. I mean, it's just a lot of silly things, It's just people still notice and make comments. Sometimes I'm looking at a picture, oh man, can't believe you out angled. I'm like, man, what's that supposed to mean? At the
Yeah, what
end
does
of
that
the-
mean?
Yeah, okay, so you're big for that picture that one time. That's
Right.
it. And
No, so they can
but
show their
people
friends,
get a
be like,
rise
look,
out of
look,
it.
I'm bigger than Victor Martinez. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, they get a rise. It's kind of like, well, I mean, not even.
You okay when you saw your picture like that with other people?
I really don't care, man.
So when you take a picture of the expo, do you ever think about it? How am I going to look at this?
Not at all. Not at all. I
Never.
would take pictures. All I didn't want was any weird shit, no eye boogers, no boogers.
How about back then photo shooting, the bodybuilding photo shooting for the magazine? Are you care what about?
No, we never did it because we had the master of photography. We had
They
Chris
take care of it
Lund.
for you. Exactly.
Yeah, we had Chris Lund, and even Per Bernal would be like,
I mean,
hey,
you didn't ask him. Let me see. If the angle
well,
is
Per would
good. If the angle
know.
is good.
Yeah, Per will actually tell you, hey, no, you know what? Step a little bit back because it looks like you're out angling, and that wasn't the picture. That wasn't the look he was going for.
Right.
He wasn't trying to thwart one bodybuilder because, for the other. It was, you wanted the right picture, so he made sure that you stood on the right line, right angle, and you have to be a good photographer to kind of just.
There was
do
a
that.
famous picture of you, Jay Cutler, and I think it was, I forgot who the third guy was, but you guys were having like a workout. I think it was an MD picture.
Oh, Branch.
Branch Warner.
Yeah, Branch. Yeah.
How was that experience?
No, it was great, man. I remember I did
That was
that.
him, Branch, Jay.
Yeah, we did
Mel,
the workout.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Not
I had a
Melanie, just not
brachialis injury that time, I remember.
Were you guys using real weights?
Yeah. Always. It was golds. I don't think golds had the fake weights.
Sometimes for pictures, I've been to this photo studio and I like fake weights, so you can like, let's say, pick up a bar.
Chris
you know what I
Lund
mean?
did have those. I remember he would have like the weaker bodybuilders kind of pose with it.
But not you, of course.
No, because he will ask you, he will say like, yo, can you lift the hundreds? I'm like, yeah.
Wait a minute,
Like-
fake bodybuilder?
The weaker
The weak-
bodybuilders.
That's funny.
Hey,
What do we need to do for photo
And you
shooting?
wanna confirm,
Bring
you can ask
bring two
Milos.
weak bodybuilder.
I'm telling you can ask Milos. It'll be like, Milos, you got those dum-dums? Got those dum-dum plates? Like, man, but when he would see, like, you actually strong, Chris Lund will have a field day with you. Chris Lund will be like, yo, you're strong. Yo, let's do the 3. Let's do the 4 plates. And at that time, I would play with 4 plates on the incline. And
Wow.
I mean, I still remember I was inclining in Vegas. One of the first times I met Paul Dillette, and he comes up to me. He's like, you're pretty strong, man. And I was like, oh, shit, Paul Dillette.
He was huge at the time?
Paul was,
Yeah,
I don't
Paul.
remember him. I mean, now he's slim,
He's
but
a,
you know,
original
physically
gangster.
small, but you know, pockets are bigger, so it's okay. You know, he balanced out. But it's one of those things that, you know, when a photographer sees that you're strong, use the real weights. But when you weren't, those funny plates were on. And if you go back in the archives to the Vegas, to the Milo's Coliseum gym, you'll see. And Milo's can attest to that.
Because for a photo shoot, you need to be able to hold the pose, I'm assuming, right? So it gets kind of heavy after a while.
Oh, I mean, and plus you're doing it after a show.
Exactly.
Which is harder, you
Yes.
know. You're still kind of depleted.
Exactly.
And now you're there trying to move some real heavy weights, and
It can be
I mean,
challenging.
a few guys got injured actually. You know,
The best photo I saw on you was before Arnold Classic 2008 or 9 with Kai Green.
oh, we did.
You know which one
I think
I'm
I
talking
know
about?
what you're talking about, yeah. I think I know what you mean, yeah.
we
In New York, right? The New York photo
Yes,
shoot?
in New York. In New York City. You and Kai.
Is that when he's holding a globe?
Yes.
Victor's holding a globe, right?
Oh, that's
Like
one
a-
with Per.
Globe with the
The bull.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Per Bernal. That was going around
That
before
was
the
very good.
New York Pro 2000.
Yeah.
What year?
Who's the biggest bodybuilder you've met in person, Vic?
The biggest.
Physically.
That's a lot, man.
But physically, who you
I
saw?
mean,
like,
who
oh,
would you
shit.
say, like,
I
number
mean,
one,
I
number
think-
two,
I mean,
top
other
biggest
than Dorian Yates
bodybuilder?
and Ronnie,
Ronnie.
Really?
Rami, put him on the list there.
I guess it doesn't have to. I guess you're right. I mean, these are obviously champion bodybuilders.
I mean,
but,
big
like,
quality.
big
you said
quality.
the 3 names, yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's big sloppy, and you know they're not around. I don't want to throw them under the bus now. You
The
know,
first
rest
time
in
I
peace.
saw Ronnie Coleman, I never forget. I was thinking, is it possible human become that big?
Oh, Nasser as well.
Nasser was good.
Nasser was.
We're talking about in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasser. I remember I saw him in
So
person. I was
Nasser,
like,
Ronnie.
There's no way I'm gonna compete in the pro level. Looking at
What about Marcus
him.
Rule? He's huge.
Marcus Rule also. I mean, these
Yeah.
guys will make you unsure of yourself, and it was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I can.
Wow.
Thank you, sir, for humbling me. but
You
yeah,
compete with him a few times.
yeah, we competed, but it was
You beat him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, yes. You
Yes.
know, I mean, it was finishing up. You know, it wasn't his prime.
He was 1 year was good in Night of the Champions. Which year was 2003?
I think I did four.
Four.
Four. With Nasser. Yeah. That time he was already kind of just chilling, man. Nasser was just hanging out, recording. I still
Yeah.
remember him recording backstage. But I changed my mindset because I wanted to be as big as Ronnie and Dorian. But Dexter, looking at Dexter is what made me kind of flip. Is like, why chase something when you could just stay in your lane and bring a different look? And
You kind of did both. You kind of did both, though. You were huge at one point. But
Big,
aesthetically.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. But then, you know, a few times I would just kind of hit a wall and be like, I didn't want to be big. Because I think it was the time when you would see the guys wearing the clown outfits.
All right. What's the next topic?
How much your weight is biggest
Is 295.
295.
Yeah, 295 and a heart murmur.
295. How you get shower? Couldn't breathe in the shower?
did not shower.
No.
It's impossible to
You know,
breathe.
that's why you get a girl on the side for that. You know, hey, you bathed me.
Let's move to. We have a few minutes. Let's move to the next one. What's the next topic?
Oh, the next topic is so top dietitians are suggesting that Liver King's diet of raw meat and testicles is no good. Victor, what are your thoughts on that? And I mean, we have here Liver King back in the news. Of course, people hate to see this guy back in the news. I mean,
Liver
I don't know
King.
who's buying his products, to be
It's
honest
not
with you.
new.
But
It's not new because it never worked.
But he was preaching that eating raw meat is good, liver, testicles, whatever he was eating. But
Of course, I mean, many people fell for it. I want to see who the people actually ate the testicles, man.
it must have been a lot of people.
Without being Fear Factor, you're gonna be eating testicles. Man? What's wrong with you, man?
That's a good idea, actually, to bring the taste to the
You're doing this for what?
and not just testicles, but raw testicles.
Raw.
Raw. Oh.
I'm surprised, you know, nobody got mad cow out of it, you know.
Mad
nuts.
Mad nuts disease.
So imagine getting eating testicles or raw testicles and organs, and all of a sudden you get sick and you try to sue Liver King.
Listen, if I saw, I mean, I didn't see, I barely watched him, you know, unless you guys threw him on the page and I had no choice because he was on my feed and he's eating it. I'm like, who's this homeless guy eating nuts? Man? You know, that's all.
What's been happening with him actually? Like, anybody know what's new in his world?
Oh,
Who, Liver King?
Well, he made good money, so I'm sure
He's searching for balls.
He opened up Bum Fitness, you know.
You got hurt? How?
You know what? The sling is fake, probably. The sling is fake. It's fake. Don't believe him.
Let's talk let's talk about something bodybuilding related again. So there's been these pictures that were online actually about man and a woman, different ages, and they were like doing like a dance, like a posing routine dance. They call it mixed couples.
Mixed couples posing routines, man.
Have you ever tried that? This is from Europe, I think. This is from IFBB Elite.
Yeah.
This was part of IFBB at one point as well, right?
Yeah, it's IFBB amateur basically.
It was MPC.
Not
MPC.
MPC?
It was in the MPC. I remember.
And when he was competing.
Yeah, in the MPC, I remember because I was still living with mom and pops.
And you saw it.
And I was like, why would a man want to do this? I don't understand. I mean, I thought it was cool. It looked all right, but I was never like, wow. Like, but
It looks kind of sexual, no?
It is sexual, but remember, to do that, you got to move in some sort of grace and coordination with the woman.
Are they supposed to hit the poses or just dance?
No, you have to pose. You have to pose, coordinate. You have to flow into it. It's harder because not only are you worrying about your routine, but now you expect your partner to pose just as good, you know? And like I said.
Was it judged?
Yes, it was judged.
Oh, wow.
But you would hate to see one of them move like a bag of bricks and the other one move like a swan, you know? So you have to kind of really practice.
Kai Green did something like that with Daniel and Bailey. I remember at one point. It was a viral video that he did with her.
Yeah, Kai Green did it with Ronnie St. Cloud too. And it ended there, you know.
Arash Rahbar did.
Like Jim almost had a heart attack on that.
Arash Rahbar did with who? Arash Rahbar did with
Arash, yes. With who?
With the Mr. Olympia physics champion. Who's that woman?
But that wasn't judged, the son. That was just
that was
like
posing. That was just posing.
Guest posing.
Guest posing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just guest posing.
No, I mean, when you guest pose, I think it'll make more sense, but it'll be kind of hard to actually get two couples to actually get on that, unless you're actually doing the same show. You're from the same town, and you just kind of be like, hey, let's cross, you know, if you're doing categories.
I think it's nice just for the guest posing, not the judging.
Because how do you judge by that, right? Like, what's the...
It's like a dancing judge.
Yeah,
like
you have to judge, you know,
like
coordination, you know, like
balance, coordination.
Yeah, balance, on hitting it on the note. It's just, you have to be so precise.
But it looks kind of cool, though. I don't know. It's not...
I mean, it's cool. It's just too much judging. We have too many categories already.
Vic, if you had to do it, which female bodybuilder would you want to do this with?
Oh, man. I mean...
This is a very hard question.
Female bodybuilder?
It would have to be...
You have to be female.
Female, of course.
I mean, no. You said bodybuilder or competitor?
Bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder.
It would have to be... It would have to be...
Oh, man. Miss Olympia. Miss Olympia.
Who?
Right now. Miss Pretty. Andrea, yeah. But what's her IG?
Oh, Andrea Shaw. Yeah.
Andrea Shaw, yeah.
And she has a very nice body.
Yeah, no, but she's always on that stage. She likes him, you know, she brings a little bit of spice on that stage every time, you know.
She's pretty. She has a very good body. I don't think anyone can beat her. She's coming from next level.
Yeah.
And Risha.
But for guest posing, I think it'd be cool to see something like that.
Guest posing is nice. Entertainment for the audience. But for the judging, as Victor said, too many categories.
Too many categories.
I would be interested in seeing Vic doing that with a wellness competitor.
Yeah, but
I was waiting for wellness.
A wellness competitor.
I mean, with a wellness, I don't think you'd be too distracted to try to dance, you know.
If you
You might get knocked out by a glute.
no one look at you. No one look at you. Everyone look at the girl.
Everyone like, dude, get the hell out of the way, man. Yeah. No, but I think that the bodybuilders move a little bit better, unless obviously if you are going to do it a wellness, I mean, it's going to be La Reina, you know, Yorishna. She does the salsa, man. Yeah. So we're going to do it. It will have
She's
to
in
be
wellness,
her.
yeah?
Yeah.
So the question: if you, Victor Martinez, and one of them get the guest posing, the people look at you or look at her more?
They're always going to look at the woman more.
Yeah,
Always,
yeah,
man. So it's one of those things.
No one wants to look at the man.
Yeah, so if you are going to do the couples, and again, I hope they don't do it, but if, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think NPC even allows it, you know, because, you know, the wheelchair.
Why did they stop? Because of Kai Green? No, that's what you said.
No, not because of Kai Green. I said Kai posed with Ronnie, and that
And
was
then they
that one
stopped after
time,
that.
and that stopped after that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
As far as the women and the judging, I think it was because it was, I guess, too much work and too little entries in that category.
it was hard to find both competitors.
Yeah, so there was always one, and they always got first, you know.
That's
And
the way to win.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, why are we going to continue with this, you know? So the buck stopped there. So, but I think NPC, IFBB Pro League is right on the money as far as the categories they put out, as far as, you know, where we at, the quality we bring in, not just to every show, but the Olympia itself, the Arnold. And Elite just wants to start, you know, regurgitating some old stuff, you know. All right, thank you for joining us in this week's podcast. And be sure to like, follow, and please, you want to see any of our prior podcasts, go to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Thank you.
Hey, yo, listen up, man. Milk is for baby. Beef built muscle. You hear me? Yeah, I said it. Beef built muscle. California, baby. RTDs, baby. On the go. Let's get it. Milk is for babies. Beef it up with carnivore RTDs. 40 grams of protein, 0 fat, 0 sugar, 0 lactose. Get yours today.